Fellow fight fans, what up? It's your boy MMT, and let's talk fights. Volkanovski versus Makhachev was incredible, an absolute war. So close, Islam Makhachev got the unanimous decision. Some controversy over that. A lot of people feel like Volk has a good case why he should have won, but when you leave it in the hands of the judges, it's obviously going to be one way or the other. No one's going to be truly satisfied. But with all that being said, here's why it makes sense. Volk is still number one pound for pound, despite him putting that on the line the way Islam put his belt on the line. The term pound for pound is a little bit amorphous in the sense that it has no true definition. Kind of just means who's the most talented fighter. That's the boiled down, reduced way to describe what pound for pound means. We have to take into account the eye test, how good are they when we watch them fight, take into account what have they accomplished, who have they beaten, have they fought in different weight classes. All these things get incorporated into defining who is pound for pound the best fighter. All that being said, Volk was the guy fighting in a different weight class. We've only seen Islam in that 155 division, where Volk was going up in weight. He's the naturally smaller fighter. That's why he's never had a problem making 145. Islam could never dream of making 145. The man drains himself to the bone just to make 155, so 145 is impossible. That just proves Islam is a larger man altogether. Even though they weighed in at 155 the day before the fight, Islam's skeleton allows for just a larger physical stature. It would be one thing if Islam submitted Volk in the first, in the second, in the third, or even at all, or if he TKO'd him or even KO'd him. If he finished the fight, I think it would be pretty much unanimous. Islam deserves the number one spot for pound. But because it was such a close fight, it was such a competitive fight, and because Volk was the one going up, and Volk has such a rich catalog of opposition, even though they roughly have the same amount of UFC fights, Volk's just beaten a higher quality of opponent. He's defeated Max Holloway 3 times, defeated Jose Aldo. These are 2 guys who are considered featherweight goats that he's defeated a total number of 4 times. He's beaten some other great fighters as well. Brian Ortega is a really good fighter at that weight. He defeated him. Korean Zombie, an OG, he completely decimated. So the man's proven himself plenty at featherweight, and a lot of people consider him the featherweight GOAT now. 2 of Islam's last 3 opponents were on short notice. We have Bobby Green and Dan Hooker. 2 talented guys, but 2 guys who took the fights on, I think, like 2 weeks of notice. And it's to Islam's credit, these fighters, they pull out when they don't feel 100% because they know who they're facing. But still, it's not the greatest measuring stick of true quality when compared to who Volk has beaten. I think when talking about something like pound for pound, which is, like I said, an amorphous concept, I think the argument's there. Islam could be number one, but I think it's perfectly justified, and in fact makes more sense to keep Volk at the number one because of what he proved going up in weight when guys who were larger than him couldn't do nearly what he did against Islam. Hopefully we get a rematch for that fight. That's all I know. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you think. MMT out.